With me is Dr. Jason Pittman. Jason, welcome back.
Thanks, Dan.
Jason, you have known Brian since his college days. We both know how passionate he is about sharing his knowledge to better learn cybersecurity skills, especially the harder to teach skills involving uncertainty. How do you think we can better involve the cybersecurity community in these competitions?
You know, I think Brian demonstrates the philosophy that is necessary. Just show up and play. But you have to show up all the time, and you have to play all the time.
Brian has been involved in cybersecurity competitions for the last 5 years. He's played in over a dozen CTFs. He's played in CCDC. He's gone after Cyber Patriot mentoring. He really is in it for all the right reasons. During our interview, Brian told me that the first time he played a CTF, he didn't capture a single flag. So he understands that when you start in these competitions, it's okay not to know what you're doing. But I think that the community needs to understand that too, that they need to jump in and support these competitions more, even though they're still on the outside looking in, because the more involved they are in helping with these competitions, the more they're going to understand the competitions and the true value of them.
Right, you know, you kind of have to approach it with what D.T. Suzuki called the beginner's or child's mind. When we started at Capital, Brian and I, with our reign over the competition teams, that's what we attracted, was people that didn't know anything, but they wanted to know what they didn't know, rather than being scared of it and trying to demonize it somehow or just act like it didn't exist. And that's how we attracted highly talented people.
What I've been after for a long time is the equivalent of the pizza parlor support, the plaque in the pizza parlor where they support their local baseball team, their local cyber team. And I really think that we're going to have the equivalent of this for cyber teams. It's just, where is it going to happen? Is it going to be the local ISSA, ISACA, HTCI chapter? Is it going to be the local hackerspace? Is it going to be the local B-sides? But I think all of these have a role to play in cybersecurity competitions.
And in fact, I think that is the answer, it's all of it. It's not one thing, because a cyber competition by design is not representative of just one knowledge vertical. It combines a lot of different knowledge domains, a lot of different skill sets, and it takes a lot of different communities participating in that to make it healthy.
You know, in the last few weeks, I've had a chance to speak to students at a couple of schools, San Diego State, Cal Poly San Luis Obispo, and there aren't many students that I spoke to that are playing in competitions, but I tell them that it's not only playing in competitions, it's all the extracurricular activities that you can be involved with beyond that. So I really think there are lots of opportunities to build these bridges between the professional associations, between the B-sides groups. In fact, B-sides has CTFs now. I think what we're going to see also with the professional associations is any chapter that really wants hands-on cybersecurity knowledge is going to hold their own competition, at least on an annual basis.
Well, you actually see this interesting community building up, for instance, just around the CCDC competitions with the black team subculture. That those are the more system administration, network administration minded people that may be in a CIS program, or maybe they're even CS students, but they don't want to play, but they want to build. Well, in order to play, you have to have the stadiums built, right? So there's this other pathway that you can use to get involved.
And who better to help build these stadiums that those are practicing, those are looking for the up-and-coming talent in this profession?
Absolutely. Absolutely, Dan.
Thank you, Jason.
Thanks, Dan.
Next week, we will cover the National CCDC 10 finalist teams. If you have a competition you would like us to cover in a future show, please contact us at cyberfed.org. I'm Dan Manson. See you next week.